I played
religion.
poker with the country singer. Name
Willie Nelson.
no. By the name of Kenny Rogers.
Really? You actually play poker with Kenny Rogers?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to tell us about this.
He ran away from the table. It was the weirdest thing anybody ever saw. And we never saw him again.
Because
That's it?
during the main event, Brent Hanks told me we got Norm on the show, Norm Macdonald.
Sure did.
And 5 minutes later, we did not have Norm on the show. And then 5 minutes after that, we had Norm back on the show. That's sort of how this all started. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Norm walks onto the set as we were in the middle of doing the show was sort of normal up until that point.
Yeah, we were actually in the middle of last week's show.
Yeah, we were in the middle of the show, and you guys have not and will not ever see that part of the show because we basically redid the good part here at the start. But then Norm sat down with us, and Brent try to summarize what the audience is about to see.
I'm not sure, other than it's just the Norm Macdonald experience entirely. I mean, we're going to hear all about the, his trials and
Bob Hope.
tribulations here at the World Series of Poker. Some random story, if you will, about Bob Hope and his
I don't even know who Bob
experience
Hope
with
is.
him. This Norm Macdonald piece is going to last like 30 minutes, I believe,
I mean,
give or take.
You might want to take a bathroom break before
So,
sitting through this one.
whatever happens, that's on you as the listener. Don't blame us. But it is, and all jokes aside, it's a fucking treat.
Yeah.
Enjoy. This is Norm Macdonald to a T. Here we go. What do you think about the word scumbag?
I think it's totally fine.
You think that's offensive?
because some people are scumbags.
Right. I don't know what's offensive about the word scumbag.
I mean, if you're, I don't know. Yeah, there
Let's
might.
ask Norm. Here comes Norm.
Yeah.
Come on over here, Norm. Come on over here, baby.
Exactly is this?
Good to see you, Norm.
You're literally coming into our the podcast here.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering about the ownership of said podcast.
It's on PokerGo. You're on PokerGo. Welcome
I
to
said,
PokerGo.
Who owns it? What about that chair over there, man? Hold on one second. I'll come in.
It's
Do
way
you see
too
another
low.
chair? Norm's getting a new chair here. Yeah.
No, but I was asking more about that one that they used for the final.
Oh, the final tables chairs?
No, not the final.
Now-
When it got down to 3, they changed the chairs. Again.
Oh, yeah.
This is a 20-pound mic. I know you want to keep it right in the mouth. You keep it.
Why do you have to talk like that?
No, I'm saying that you want to talk in. Tell them how often our guests will do this.
Yeah.
So you keep it right
This
in
is
there.
supposed to be a radio mic on a stand, but we're low
Oh, yeah,
budget,
it's
so
right.
we don't have it.
Right, so
We don't have stands.
Sometimes I use 2.
Yeah.
A lot of times I go 1.
Anyway, Norm, what I want to know, the first thing is, how's your summer been?
My summer?
Have you having fun here? At the
Oh,
Rio?
yeah. There's so much in Vegas,
Have you been playing a lot of poker?
No, mostly prostitutes.
That's an expensive game.
I'm staying in this place that's across from the Sex Museum.
Okay. Is that where you
That's
got
where I got
Greg's book?
Right. Greg Raymer's book. I
Yeah.
did get a book once by people give you their books,
Right.
but I got.
You ever read this one?
No, but I'll read it.
Yeah.
But I read one by Barry Greenstein, and then you're reading along, and suddenly there's a title about sex on
Yes.
the road. You remember that?
I read the book. I actually listened to it.
Oh.
And he gets into it. He talks
that's
about
even worse, yeah.
Barry Greenstein. There's a
They
chapter
should
in the
have
book.
sex on the.
Banging with
He
Barry?
encourages a lot of sex if you're trying to play poker for a living.
The
He
people should
encourages
be
you to
there
get laid.
waiting for you.
Wow.
Right, yeah.
Right? That's the best
Yeah.
one.
I think he's very active.
I mean, I've seen him with lots of honeys in the hallway.
Honeys?
Honeys.
He's not married, or he is?
I don't
Asian,
know.
He could be
Asian.
polyamory.
Yeah, for
Asian
sure.
honeys.
Yeah.
You ever heard
Well,
of polyamory?
Yeah, it's huge now. We used to call it in our day plain old swinging.
Swinging. Yeah.
Swinging.
Orgies,
Yeah.
things like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah. But now they have a big fancy name.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's a real
So it's
complicated
just
one.
all normal now.
Yeah.
Even says polynormal, right? That's what they call it?
That is actually really accurate.
Poly-
Polynormally.
Yeah. Try and make it normal just by putting the word normal in the
Yeah.
word.
It's a
That's
crazy
like,
time we
you're a
live in.
cis male. Do you know that?
I'm a what?
A cis male.
Cis male?
You know what that is? A cis
No.
male? You know?
I've never heard that.
A cis male is a person who is born male but identifies as male.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's
It used to be called a male.
So now you're a
Now it's
cis
called
male.
a cis male. It's just an effort to marginalize you, the 99.99%.
I don't want to be marginalized. I think I was born a male, although I'm not sure I am one anymore.
I mean, you're coming apart, but like your gender is probably.
I have lost it a little bit.
Pretty
completely.
stable.
You think the gender?
I really think that Brent Hanks is a good example of what happens to people when they spend too much time inside a building with no windows, because his sanity is coming.
Oh, his sanity
coming off.
I thought you just meant his pale.
that too.
Demeanor.
You don't think my skin looks good?
No, it looks nice. I feel like yellow.
do you still like Vegas, Norm, after this whole endeavor?
No, I like it a lot. I didn't like it before. I mean, I've always like, should I live in Vegas? Should I not live in Vegas? But I used to go nuts on gambling, and then you're so exhausted, you go home, go, I'll never go back to Vegas again. But this time, I rented a place that Airbnb a place that wasn't a casino. So in the middle of the night, you don't wake up and go, maybe I'll go down to the craps table.
Yeah. Well, you're far away.
Yeah. So
Be a long walk.
Yeah. So, the devil ain't under your bed.
Right.
Yeah.
What is under your bed?
Wow. Something that maybe the devil suggested.
Yeah. I'd like to see what's under your bed, if you know what I mean. What the fuck is happening here?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Is that an earthquake?
Oh, by the way, were you here for the earthquake?
Yeah, hardly anyone moved.
Yeah. Did you play the hand?
And then I thought, oh my God, what about those things on top?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Shaking?
Yeah, those things would be the worst things ever to fall down. Right?
It would be a
I don't
disaster.
know what they are anyway, but
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of metal.
It looks pretty
strong
strong.
barriers.
Wait, I want to get at something
it's like Blade Runner.
that you told me earlier this summer. You busted a tournament on the very first hand, and we had
that's
quite a
right.
conversation about this hand.
Yeah.
And then I told you, well, you can play at the win to play some more tournaments, and you said, if there's no bracelet attached, I don't care about it. You have your eyes set on
I just don't want to waste my luck if I get lucky.
Do you feel like you've had some luck this summer, or has it been?
Oh yeah, you gotta get lucky. Yeah, one way or the other. But you know what I don't do? I gotta just shove on draws all the time. You know what I mean? Just forget about it. And just
Like you
go.
get a flush draw, you should just grip it and rip it.
Yeah. What the hell? What's the difference?
I agree. I think it's
You know what I
high
mean?
variance, build a stack. Why not?
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that can happen? You lose? At least
Right,
gave it your
Otherwise,
all.
you fall. You got a little less chips.
Yeah.
Get it all in.
Play for
on
all of
those.
it.
Get it all into those draws. Like if I can, that's the greatest. If I have like whatever 15,000 left and it's like 3,000 all the way around, and I have like 8-6 suited, and I feel so confident then.
It's my favorite hand.
Is it?
Yeah, clubs. Exactly.
Oh, well, that's what I went out in and won a hand.
Just now?
No, Remko.
The ones
Yeah.
you always bring up painful
I
memories.
ran to the table
Yeah.
to be in the big blind and see my 8-6 suited. The button raised, I called it was only $100.
Right.
When they gave us 35,000. I don't know how they all got in the middle.
So you got to draw and get it in
But
there.
then the flop, there was 3 of us, and the flop came 7, 9, 10.
That's good hand.
Rainbow.
Yeah.
So then the first guy checks, and then I check, and then the third guy checks, and then a deuce comes on the turn, and then I check, and then the first guy bets, and then I call, and then the third guy makes it 3,500. And
He jizzed it up a little bit.
yeah, and then I make it 12,000. He makes it the whole 40,000.
All of it. Would he flop it? Jack 8?
No, he turned a no, he's gonna have
Oh,
Jack. 8.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
He turned yeah.
He's got the set of mallards.
That's right.
No shit.
He
What was the
turned a set
river?
of mallards. It was a pair of mallards. Then it was a set of mallards. Then it was mallards over cocks.
Oh, boy.
Wait,
Yeah.
which one is cocks again?
I don't know. 7. What was it? It was
Fives?
7, 10, 9.
Yeah.
Is that the
Mallards
cock?
over
Mallards over cocks or something like that?
mallards and cocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that one hand cock? A huge cock up your ass hole?
Is that a hand?
Yeah. Isn't
Wow.
it eight?
Like
I feel it's 8-6. Wait, that's your favorite hand.
that is my favorite.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, your favorite hand is that big cock up your ass?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Welcome to 2019.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Can we go drinking today, Norm?
Yeah.
I didn't
know
think
them
you were a
old
drinker.
Songs, you know them country songs, and the guy's like, oh Willie, now he lives at the end of the bar. and the jukebox is his home entertainment center, and them swinging doors are his. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Guy lives in a bar.
that's where I want to go.
And then as the song progresses, it turns out there was a lady that broke his heart. Right?
It's always the case.
Always. But imagine if you actually went into a bar, old guy, you go, God damn, Bill, you've been here fucking as long as I can remember. Like, that's 20 years since I was a young man. And he's like, yeah, since the 50s. What? Why? Old lady.
No.
You're like, come on, man. What's her name? He's like, huh? He's forgotten. Because at some point it became just the booze. He liked booze.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
He found a new girlfriend.
Yeah,
and her name was Beer.
A lot of ladies.
Incredible.
You don't have time for women when you're a serious alcoholic.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
One time I was talking to a guy, I looked him right in his face, and I heard this insane noise, and it was the noise of his urine hitting the
Little splash
carpet,
pad.
the carpet.
Oh, carpet.
Yeah, so it was like, but he continued his sentence as if he had two parts to him. One unaware of what was happening
Sure.
in his body.
Yeah. No, I mean it's.
So we're having a nice
Totally normal.
conversation. And I look over. And
So
there's
you looking
a
down
faucet,
like what, yeah.
an insane faucet that I'm more aware of than he is.
Wow.
Anyways, life's like that, you know.
That's exactly what life's like. Sometimes you just piss yourself.
That's my new tag I say after jokes. Life's like that.
It really is just like
or I'll
8-6
say,
suited.
there ought to be a law. You know, there ought to be a law. Like, you know what I mean? I go, what about those guys that cut you off at the intersection? There ought to be a law. You like that one?
I do like that one. Yeah.
Oh my God. Have you ever been in a car accident?
Yes, I actually bought a car, and I thought I'd be good at it. 365 is called. It's a temporary license. I don't know what that's in Canada, right? So you can drive. I never drove in my life as long as you answer these easy questions. Then you can drive as long as you're with a guy who has a license. But that was just my stupid friend, my idiot friend that was also 17. He didn't know nothing. I was very good at video games, so I go to pass this car, right? But another car is coming right at me. But I've played enough video games, I know I can make it in. But let me tell you something, man. Life ain't a video game.
There ought to be a law.
There ought to be a law.
Yeah.
So I look to my right. Now there's a car coming right at me. To my right is the car that I have to get into his lane. I look at him, and he's just in terror, knowing he's about to see something really bad. So he's screeching to trying to slow down to let me through. And I just got in. And then, like the oblivious fool I was doodly-doo, you know.
Have you ever driven since?
Yeah, I drove 3 times in that car. The second time I was on what was called a highways. We used to call them highways.
Motorways.
There was when what's his name was old. I never thought he was funny. Anyway, Groucho Marx, when he was old, he went to he'd talk real slow at Carnegie Hall, and he'd say shit about the past that still was happening, but he'd explain it to you as if, like, he'd go, Chico was always the funniest of the Marx brothers. He was a brother. Now, back in those days, when a fella had the same mother and sister as another fella, well, you'd call that your brother. So he'd explain all the shit everybody fucking knows.
Holy shit! That
But
went
he
from
thinks
a-
you don't know that no more. So I go, we lived in New York City. Now, at the time, there was a city in New York State. It was the most populous city in the world. And it was called New York City.
Oh yeah, at the time.
What? That's incredible. What do you miss about the past?
What kind
Jesus
of question
Christ,
is that? What
Remko.
the fuck kind of question is that?
He does this to
the
everybody.
worst question I've ever
He
heard
does
in
this
my
to
life.
everybody.
You're just
What
talking
do you
about.
think of the past? That's all I've ever known. Well, I've never known anything other than the past.
You have got to work on these questions.
God damn.
There's no questions.
How
I'm
about
staring
this?
at the blank screen.
Let me throw him an easy one.
Yeah.
Okay, Norm, you ready for this?
Yeah.
We call this the top 5.
The top 5.
Top 5. You ready? I want you to name your top 5 poker players you've ever played with or enjoy watching, experience, anything in poker. Of course, we are at the World Series after all. Your top 5 favorite poker players.
Well, say 4.
All right, give me 4.
Phil Hellmuth.
Hellmuth.
Lane Flack.
Lane Flack.
Wow.
That's a
Love the
there's-
sauce.
That goes back to Remco's question. Your favorite part about the past. Lane Flack. Okay, who else?
Gavin.
Gavin Smith, R.I.P. I love that. Every time I go out to that bar.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if anybody's watching, they should watch that. My favorite thing to watch in poker is that Poker After Dark, where it's him and Phil Ivey. Have you seen it?
Ivy and Gavin
It's the
Smith.
greatest, yeah. Just heads up.
We have to have that.
We have that. I've
Yeah,
watched that.
we have
I've
it.
watched that.
Yeah.
It's like I think season 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Way
And
back
Phil,
in the day.
And Phil Ivey can't not laugh. Like, it's too funny. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah.
try to be, like, super cool, but
Can't help it.
you can't.
Gavin's just Gavin.
just too funny, too cool. And that's 3. And then I like seeing Gus Hansen yet.
Gosh, man.
I
Yeah.
haven't
How
seen
good.
him
That's
for a long
refreshing
time.
out here. He's
And,
still in
you
the
know,
main event.
I'm watching. Yeah, I'm watching on ESPN2. And Gus Hansen, and he has 5-3, and he folds it. I'm like, wow.
That's a shame.
It's not like Gus.
That's his hand.
Yeah, it's weird, huh?
Back in the day, he used to do
5-3
that.
suited. He threw it away. One time I was at one of those stupid celebrity poker events, so you have to win almost every hand.
Right.
It goes up so fast. But so Gus Hansen sat down. He just put he looked at his hand. He put his whole chips in, like whatever they started with, 10,000, and then a guy calls him and he shows he has ace-4, and this guy had 9s, and then he got an ace. And the very next hand he goes all in again. And then I looked at my hand, I had ace-king, and I called and he had aces. So that's not. As I was telling the story, I realized how dull it was. But it was too late to stop.
That happens to most of my questions.
There ought to be a law.
There ought to be a law.
Yeah.
There really, and I have another one. I'm all mixed up, I mean, how about this? This is I'm going to go on talk shows from now on, just talk like Bob Hope from the 70s. So you asked me a question.
So Norm, I heard you're working on a new show. What's the process
Yeah,
been
working
like?
on a special just across the hall, and it's wild. We got a lot. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got Kawhi Leonard, and he's just doing wonderful things up there. And who else will be there? Are you familiar with Cagney and Lacey?
I'm not.
Well, we're going to have them both. And who else? Robert Stack will be there. And Susan Sarandon, a wonderful gal. Don't care much for her politics. She's a bit of a commie. But Janine Garofalo will be there. All kinds of just wonderful folk. And we're doing that across the hall. Anyways, I got to go. I need to leave. And then the other guy would be because he'd always interrupt a guy right in the middle of the story. That's what Bob Hope was famous for. Walter Matthau would go, and then I get da 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 da, and then Bob Hope walks out. Walter Matthau has to trundle over to the couch. Anyway.
All right, so the game that we have on the podcast.
What's this one?
Yeah.
This is called Too Many Questions.
Too Many questions.
Yeah.
There's 555 questions, and you get to pick them by giving me a number. So,
6.
do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert, and why?
I consider myself an introvert because most of the time I'm by myself. Now I'll pick a 9. I'll pick 9.
9. What was your favorite pastime as a young child?
Is a young Norman.
I like to collect insects and put them into jars, and on the top I would have had a lot of openings that I had made with a screwdriver so that they could breathe.
Wow.
Insects guy. You're a big bug guy.
16.
What was your favorite bug?
16. We're already on the.
Yeah, 16.
We're already on to
Next
16.
question.
I'm a lapidarist.
Nick did 16.
I'm
Nick
a
said- yeah,
lapidarist
Nick-
from way
Nick did
back.
16.
Lapidaris?
I'm a lapidarist from way back.
I like Lapidaris.
What's your favorite book or movie of all time, and why?
Favorite book of all time?
Yeah, favorite book ever.
Book of Job.
Book of Job.
Is that
Is that a part of the Bible?
Is
What
that
is that?
Well, the Bible is a collection of books. Yes, it is part of the Bible.
It's part of the Bible. Yeah.
I've never.
Yeah.
So you've heard of the Book of Job?
Well, I've heard. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of famous. What about question number 100?
100. What about movie though? You have a favorite movie?
Oh, a favorite movie. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, I love that movie. It's John Candy. You
yeah,
kidding
he's
me?
the best.
Oh,
You're not going to find a bad John Candy movie.
Yeah.
He was incapable of being unfunny.
That guy's hilarious.
And what's that now?
No, go ahead.
And a wonderful fella too.
I believe it.
Really is. we had him up to the house, you know. And, you know, Dolores was there. You know, we went in the backyard and we chipped. You know, we have a little chipping. You know, I put it in there. My brother asked me, you know, because I put all my money back then. I just put it into real estate. You know?
Sure.
So we'd knock off a movie in about 4 months, and I just give it to my brother, and he'd put it all into real estate. And then one day, a newspaper was interviewing me. They said, "Mr. Hope, do you realize?" I guess they didn't say, "Do you realize?" Because it just caught me unawares. They said, "You have more real estate than any other person in California." I said, "Isn't that something?"
Is that right? Bob Hope's got a lot of real estate?
Well, you know who used to live in? If you see this, you go on Netflix and watch. It's called Palm Springs. Frank Sinatra's Palm Springs. Frank Sinatra moved to Palm Springs, so he'd wake up every day. He'd open the Palm Springs Gazette to all the crime and all that, anything, house burned down, and then he'd fix it. So he'd all anonymously. So he fixed everything that went wrong in Palm Springs. If somebody was
Is that
sick,
right? Kind of revitalized Palm
Springs.
Springs?
It had to be secret, or else everybody in the country would want it. You know what I mean?
No shit.
Wasn't that something?
That sounds pretty cool.
100.
Okay.
What's the most exciting thing that has happened to you this year?
The most exciting thing?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get excited?
No, I don't remember anything exciting happening to me. I mean, that earthquake was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah. The fault line.
Reminded you of that that Giants World Series.
That's right. But I was in the Trump Tower, and where I got an Airbnb. So it was on July 4th. So somebody mentioned, "Hey, this could be an attack because it's July 4th. Everybody's against Trump doing that big speech thing." And I thought that actually makes sense.
Oh, shit. That's right. You were in there at the top of the tower.
Because Trump wouldn't care about the Statue of Liberty, but at the Trump Tower?
Right.
He's not going to take that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so that's what somebody said. And then one guy ran down the stairs real fast. And I ran down. We were on the 66th floor. I ran full speed to the 62nd floor.
They say the stairs are the safest place.
They are?
For buildings coming down, yeah.
Really?
Survivors of... I forget which one it was. Maybe it was 9/11. Survivors found were actually in the stairwells.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a really fucked up thing to think
they
about.
didn't find any survivors.
Maybe it wasn't 9/11.
It was probably a different building.
It's a terrible reference.
Smaller tower.
But what if you were in New York that day and there was a fire in your house? You're like, "Can I get... No? What?
Yeah.
Not one? My child is up and she's caught. She can't be...
Right.
Just one guy? Can't send one guy?
What about... let's lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tiger Woods winning the Masters. Where were you?
I called it. I called it live on
Twitter.
Internet.
I was watching. I was tuned into your Twitter feed while watching the Masters.
Yeah. I had a pretty big feeling he was going to win. So I wanted to do that one. Not big enough to bet because the odds were so bad, you know. But I thought he'd win, you know.
Right. So you big Tiger guy? Support?
Yeah.
Fan? Yeah, I love Tiger.
Yeah, he's the best athlete ever of all time.
The way you live tweeted for the Masters, any chance we can get you to do that for the main event?
Well, you did it when Blumstein won.
Yeah, can we get you there for about 26 hours straight and just on your phone, Twitter?
Sure, I did it. I already did it.
Yeah,
but I'll do it again.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll sit with you. Okay. I'd like to. I'll rub your back.
You do it with why don't you do it on yours and I'll do it on mine?
I assumed that when you go into like your live tweeting mode, that this must be when Norm has a lot of money on the line. That's why he's so invested.
Usually, because sometimes I'll be like, I'll just stop at some point, and people go, "What?" And I go, "Oh yeah, forget it." Like once I lose, I don't want to further. And you'll be listening to my coverage of the golf match. You're like, why is there so much focus on Kevin Na?
Oh yeah,
it seems like a little excessive.
Biased.
Yeah, a little biased. Yeah.
So this World Series poker thing, we're getting close to the end here. Are you giving up or are you still battling here?
No, I'm still fighting. because you know that old saying, a chip in a chair?
Yeah.
I have neither. But I want to start a new saying, no chip, no chair. Somehow he still won. And they're still looking into it.
Are you in an event right now, or they got you?
No, they got me. They
already got
knocked
you,
me
yeah.
out. But I never give up.
Right.
I'm one of those idiots.
What's next?
What's
Is there an event
next?
tonight, tomorrow? What are you going to play?
No, there's nothing.
Do you do Omaha as well?
Yeah, but I can't. I don't know. Raymer told me to do it, but I don't want to miss 5 levels. I feel like, you know what I mean? I need every
You get
hand.
caught up with these guys pretty quickly.
Oh, there's a...
No, I,
It's late
Omaha event right
reg
now?
for the Omaha.
I need every
Okay.
hand, I feel.
Yeah.
That's what I always feel.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, it sucks when you bust out.
You
It
didn't
also
name
sucks
Raymer
with
for
the-
your 5 players.
Huh?
You didn't name him. He wasn't part of your 5.
5 what?
Your favorite players.
Oh, no. He's one of the other. He's my 5th.
He's
pick.
number 5.
Not
Yeah.
in any particular order.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Sure.
So when this World Series poker thing wraps up, does this mean that you go on a poker break for like a long time? Like what's next?
Well, it depends if I move to Las Vegas. I want to do this game show I've invented. I told you about, and I'm thinking of getting Brent
I'm in.
if he's any good at
I like
doing
this.
I'll do that.
You see, sir, when I look at the ace in my deck of cards, it reminds me there is but one God. The deuce tells me that the Bible is divided into 2 parts, the Old and the New Testaments.
it.
Wow.
When I see the tray, I think of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Oh, this is deep.
When I look at the 4, I think of the 4 great evangelists who preached the gospel. There were Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
This is very
I see
religious.
The 5, it reminds me of the 5 wise virgins who trimmed their lamps.
Virgins.
There
Not
were
familiar
10
with
of
that
them.
story.
5 were wise and were saved, and 5 were foolish and were shut out. When I look at the 6, I know that in 6 days God made this great heaven and earth.
Are we going through the whole deck
The
here?
7 tells me that
sounds
on the
like it.
7th day
No, not
he rested
everyone, just
from his
13
work
of them.
and called it holy. When I see the 8, I think of the
We've come
8
this far.
righteous persons God saved when he destroyed this earth. Noah, his wife, their 3 sons and their wives. And when I see the 9, I think of the lepers our Savior cleansed.
The lepers.
Out of the 10 didn't even think.
That reminds me of the Rio.
No one knows that story.
Of course, when I see the 10, I always remember the 10 Commandments.
Of course.
Is
yeah.
this how you refer to your poker hands?
Commandments that God handed
At
down
God,
to
God?
Moses on the tablets of stone. And when I see the king, sir, I know there is but one king of heaven, God Almighty. When I see the queen, I think of the Blessed Virgin Mary
Another virgin.
I would have guessed Mary.
and the Jack or knave.
Big time virgin guy, this Tex Ritter.
The Jack's the devil.
When I count the spots on my deck of cards, I find 365.
Do we make it through the whole deck?
The number of days in the year.
It's interesting. That's very.
52 cards, the number.
I'm just going to.
Wait. That was all the cool
That was
part.
it? Well, there's more. Oh, there's more. Oh, hold
That was
on.
all the cool part. What are you,
In a
crazy?
year. There are 13 tricks, the number of weeks in a quarter. There are 4 suits, the number of weeks in a month. And 12 picture cards, the number of months in a year. So you see, sir, my deck of cards serves me not only as a
Why is there
Bible,
356
almanac,
spots
but
on that?
also a prayer book.
Isn't that crazy? That wasn't really worth it.
How bored and how
I
deep
feel that was worth
how
it.
bored and deep were you in the YouTube like whatever that's called deep
Well, you
dive?
only watch so many John Ritter falling behind a couch.
This is
And then
really
it suggested to
I'm
me
never doing
Tex
that
Ritter,
again. No.
a deck of cards.
I really was hoping for some country music.
I played poker with a country singer once.
I thought that was going to be a country song.
No,
It was. We just learned about
I played-
religion.
poker with the country singer. Name a
Willie Nelson.
no. By the
Uh,
name of Kenny Rogers.
Really? You actually play poker with Kenny Rogers?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to
And
tell
one
us about
time,
this.
He ran away from the table. It was the weirdest thing anybody ever saw. And we never saw him again.
Because
That's it. That's the fucking story.
I
Yeah.
mean the song "The Gambler" was pretty good.
Yeah. Hello?
Who's that there? Phone call.
Up on stage. Where are you? Look.
It's Tex Ritter.
Yeah.
Norm.
He wants his royalties.
There was one Norm,
Come to the.
the ace of spades.
All right, we're wrapping this up.
And there were two virgins.
I'm ready to go.
One for Norm and one for me, Tex. There were three virgins.
3 were wise and 3 were foolish.
That's right.
All right, and on that note, thanks,
about the
Norm.
guys,
Thanks for joining us.
What about the guy I saw in Winnipeg? He was Canadian, but he was like a fire and brimstone preacher,
Yeah.
but he's Canadian, so it didn't work.
Evangelicist?
Yeah.
Is that what they are? Yeah.
But with his Canadian accent, it didn't work. So he said, "If you sin, you'll be cast into a fire, a lake of fire."
Yes. Yes.
No one was scared at all.
And then you
That
said,
sounded like a question. You'll be cast into a lake of fire?
Where the bad folks go when they die.
no one knows.
They don't go to heaven where the angels fly.
Oh, my God.
They go to a
song?
lake of fire and fry.
Nirvana.
See him again on the 4th of July.
Nirvana.
That's a Nirvana song?
Yeah.
Well, I think they redid it. I think it
Oh.
was the Meat Puppets.
Yeah, but
Maybe somebody else.
What?
I don't know.
Meat puppets?
Yeah.
Meat puppets.
Yeah.
But I recognize
What
it
the
as
fuck is
Nirvana.
happening right now?
I have fucking no idea.
Well, you know, this was a big.
That was a good show.
This was a big week for that Nirvana.
For Nirvana, what, 20 years
It was a
anniversary?
big, anniversary.
Whatever happened to the naked kid on the cover of that album? I assume he got into porn.
Did you ever
But
meet Kurt
I don't know.
Cobain?
I don't know why I look at child porn, but I'm so glad they're getting your friend Jeff Epstein.
Speaking of
That
porn,
guy's
Jeff
no
Platt.
good.
What's
Jeff-
that?
that-
Oh,
that-
Epstein.
That Jeff Epstein, that guy's no good. And I know rich, people that get a lot of money, that makes you good, but he seems to,
Real scumbag, if you will.
well, if the allegations are true,
Mm-hmm.
apparently he took a group of very young girls
Mm-hmm.
and then he made them the sexual playthings for men. I mean, this guy was a real jerk.
Yeah, real. There ought to be a law.
There ought to be a lot.
Yeah.
really.
All right, we're done.
Okay.